Hey guys, welcome back. Gonna be working on the Valiant today. Have a new fuel pump. And go ahead and go it down to the comments. Z06 Doc donated this to the channel. So big thanks to him. Go down in the comments, thank him. Give us a big thumbs up on the channel and on the video. But yeah, Holley drop-in pump for an A-body. Comes with a 255 hour per liter pump, a regulator, sending unit, and it's all sealed up, but supposed to be a drop-in unit. But first up, I need to take the fuel tank out. I got to drain the tank. I've already taken the sending unit out right here from the pickup from the old one because I need to do some measurements, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I need to go ahead and I'm going to pull the old pump, throw a line down in the tank, and hopefully be able to pump the fuel out so I can get the tank out empty. But I'm gonna do that, get the tank sitting up on the counter, and I'll show you why when I get it out. So here I have an old fuel line in the tank with the fuel pump that's so loud. And honestly, just doing this, it's not that loud. Anyway, just trying to get all the fuel out of the tank here. Okay, so got the fuel tank out, and let's talk about what we have here. So here is the fuel pump that was on the car, the one that was so loud, and it's an Oasis. It's like a $60 pump, I think. But if you look at FiTech's website, Holley's website, JEG's, AEM, they all have a pump that looks identical to this. It comes with the same connectors, it comes with all the same fuel fittings and everything. So my thoughts were these things are manufactured in one warehouse, and whoever engraves their names on them and they just ship them out. So I didn't think there was gonna be a problem with it. This is a 340 liter per hour, and we need that because we're running a turbo. So that's why I ended up with this pump. Here is the pump that Z06 Doc provided us. Really appreciate that. Now, this is a 255 liter per hour pump, and this pump is good for 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated, not turbocharged, and we're already going to be making more than 500 horsepower with the turbo. So this pump isn't going to be sufficient. So next up, I went out and I bought this pump, which is a Walbro. Made in the USA. It says made in the USA, so we're no Chinese stuff anymore. Made in USA. This is a 470 liter per hour pump. This is good for 700 horsepower, so they say. So I'm gonna have to put this pump on here. Now, over here, doesn't go in the fuel tank. So that's why the fuel tank's out. I'm gonna try to clearance this. So I knew this ordering this stuff. I knew this pump wasn't gonna fit. This is 49.5 millimeters. On Walbro's website, they say this is 50, and in fact it's over 50. It's 50.49 centimeters. So I'm gonna get a hand file and barely file this thing out so I can get this pump in here. And that should do what we need to do. I'm going to use, I've got a stainless steel clamp that I got from Ace Hardware. So I'll be using that to clamp it on. The hydromat here should fit fine. So, you know, this is what we have to do, because this is not just a, you know, a simple project. So it'd be nice if the 255 liter per hour pump was enough, but it's not. So we're gonna have to do it this way. And once again, also on top of that, I went and bought more fuel line, because off of here is 3/8. Off of here I had 1/2 inch. So new fuel line fittings. So I think all in all we're in about $500, maybe more. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this. I'm gonna hand file this, like I said. Hopefully we can make all this work. If not, I bought this from Summit Racing, so I know they'll take that back. I'm not gonna get this thing dirty or touch it any other way until I know I can make this work, because I don't want Z06 dock to be out of his money if we can't use it. So I want to make sure I take care of that. So if we need to send it back, we can. But I think we're going to be fine. Let me get to work. Okay, so got my files here. Now I was making a whole bunch of racket, and I remembered I had an old cylinder head porting kit, and this is a little flat disc drill, no name brand drill. Anyways, hone this out a little bit, and Gabriel's gonna show you what we got. Just enough to get it in there. So I think we're good. We have sandpaper and debris, whatever, in the tank. So now we gotta wash the tank out, and then we can go ahead and fab up our pump on our new module here. Should be good to go. I think this is gonna work just fine. Oh, hey, look at that shirt. Woo, that's nice.
Hey guys, get y'all shirt. You gotta get it. This is right here.
Looking good. Looking good.
Advertisement.
So next up, I have to, unfortunately, take this brand new thing apart. I'm gonna take this 255 liter pump off. Like I said, that's not adequate for what we're doing, our goals with the car. So this has to come off. The new 470 needs to go on. I need to put a new clamp on there, and the wiring, I'm gonna have to rewire it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. There is something else I want to note. This has a fuel pressure regulator, and the car has a fuel pressure regulator on the FiTech. So hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. I have no idea. The FiTech is regulating based off boost reference. I don't know if this is going to affect it at all, but I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, show you some progress here. What I have, went ahead and had to cut the connectors because they were different, clearly. So I cut the connectors, hardwired it together, and then put the shrink wrap on there, shrink tube, whatever. Anyways, then the hydromat's on. I've got it referenced to where it's on the bottom, just like the other one was. And I put a hose clamp on there because I don't have that style hose clamp. This one should be fine. That's usually what comes with the Walbros when you buy them. So like I said, that's a stainless steel. It's a good made in the USA hose clamp. And then here I have the sending unit taken off, because what you have to do is jimmy this in there, and then once you get it to a certain point, put the sending unit on and then screw it back on. So let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully this thing slides in there pretty good. I think we did a good job here. Hydromat's bigger than the hole. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, that fella's in. Our big Walbro slid right in. Alright, so right here I need to get this guy in. The hole there. You gotta hold your tongue just perfectly and it'll go in. I've got it. Putting your sending unit back on, there is a ground wire, so. Okay, so sending unit's on. This needs to go past the fuel pressure regulator. Sending unit. Oh. Forgot my seal.
The seal?
Forgot my seal.
Ain't that seal?
Well, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. almost there.
Almost.
Oh, wait, I think that got it. Yep, that's at the lip.
Yep.
There we go. Seated in. Good deal.
We're all in.
We're all in, and also you can take a look from over here and see back in there, maybe. Can you see in the back of the? So you see the hydromat laying in there. Looks good, maybe.
Nah, they can't tell.
Okay. Anyways, it looks good.
Oh,
Everything
wait,
looks
wait.
nice in there.
Yeah, you know, I'll see it in there.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
Yep.
Looks good.
Yes.
All right, so new fuel pump, 470 liter per hour. Looking good. As you can see, Gabriel showed you down in there. Now to get this back in, it's I think it's like in the 40s today, so it's pretty cold. This piece of rubber is super cold, so I'm gonna heat it up just a little bit, and we're gonna try to get this thing back in there. You should be real careful with all this. Don't want it to hit the rear end and stuff like that. So we're gonna work on that, getting this thing back up in there.
That's right. Oh yeah, I know. It's going in there, that's for sure. You got to put in like what? An hour?
Okay, as you can see, we got the fuel tank all in there. There's the new wiring harness from the Holly stuff. Got my return line dangling over there. And then now I need to make a new feed line coming out of the tank, going to where this pump was. So right here, we have a male end that's going into our aluminum line. So I need to make a line from here all the way back to the fuel pump now. And what I have is just a female fitting. He didn't have a male, so I'm gonna have to use this to go from the female on the car to this female to the hose. And then on the Holly part, surprisingly, I was very surprised. It's a barbed fitting on the Holly side. So they just use a barb fitting, so I have a proper hose clamp. So we're gonna just slide on our 3/8 line. I'm gonna heat it up so it goes over nice and smooth. So I'll heat that up a little bit and it'll just be clamped. Man, raining again. It's been raining off and on all day. Anyway, got some fuzz here.
Harder.
The went ahead and got this section put in, all the screws in, and I had taken it loose up there also. So taking the fuel pump or the fuel tank out, and then down here went ahead and got that new line in. So I have a brand new fuel line going from here where the old fuel pump was. Fuel pump was right here. So this is actually this one, that's the return. This is the new fuel line, and I got it running up the frame exactly like I had the other one. And then over there at the fuel pump, you can see I have a line hooked on with the hose clamp, and just have my wiring harness dangling right there. So yeah, looking good. That part's done. Need to do the wiring. Okay, so that's gonna do it for today. It's time to start the grill. It's 5 o'clock, been out here. That took about 3 hours, so not too bad. And just need to clean up our stuff here. Got 2 fuel pumps now on standby for some other project. But yep, that's gonna do it for today. See you tomorrow. Morning guys, time to wrap up this fuel pump project. Last thing I have to do is wire it up, put some fuel in it, and we'll be ready to go. Just a little pigtail here that comes with the kit, and there's about 1.5 feet on the pump assembly, and then you have this piece. You have 2 grounds, your fuel pump wire, and your sending unit wire, and that's all. So I'm gonna crawl up under there, get this thing wired up, bring you guys back in a minute. All right, so plan of attack. It's gonna look beautiful. Look at this. So here we are, obviously in the trunk, and this is the sending unit wire for our gauge. It goes through this little grommet here and through the body. So what I'm gonna do is fish this up through our grommet and wire up our sending unit. I'm gonna find a good ground, put our ground up here, and then the fuel pump wire comes through the cab and down through the body right here. So you can see it's going through that grommet. So what I'm gonna do is pull that out and run that right back there to where our sending unit is, and everything's gonna look nice and neat. I'm gonna run it right along the factory wiring harness right here. So everything will look nice and neat. Okay, so got her wired up. I think it turned out real nice. So here we go. Fuel pump wire coming from the FiTech up here. Had to extend it. My voice is echoing because I'm in the trunk. Extended it with a heavier gauge wire, so that's a 12 gauge. The other one's 14. Came across here with the fuel sending unit wire, and I just need to secure it somehow right there, but covered it up so that way stuff getting thrown in the trunk won't hurt it. And then the pigtails going through the hole that was for the sending unit. I just made the hole a little bigger. I need to put some silicone in there to seal it, but that's all through there. Purple wire is the sending unit wire. Then over here, black wire goes to the battery, and then this one just goes to the body. This is the one for the sending unit. So I just did a self-tapping screw for that ground, and then I extended this ground to go to the battery. So, and then underneath, plugged it in and got it tucked away nice. And I'm super happy with the way that came out. The whole install I'm happy with, except for one thing, and that is the barb fitting going on to the fuel pump. So the main line going to the fuel pump, it's a barb fitting with a hose clamp, and I don't know, we'll see how we'll make sure it doesn't leak, but that's my only concern on the whole install. The barb fitting on the fuel pump in the tank was super tight, so I'm not worried about that fitting, but the one going for the main fuel line, it's not as tight as I would like it to be. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pour some fuel in it and we'll get it fired up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key. Got the battery hooked up. I'm gonna turn the key. The FiTech will prime the system, and then once it builds fuel pressure, the FiTech will kill the pump. So I'll probably do that a couple times and just see if get out once we're primed, make sure we don't have any leaks, and then we'll fire it up. But see how she goes. Walbro 470 with Holly in tank system. So let's go. Doesn't sound right. All right, I was just kidding. Let's see what it sounds like. That's quieter. It's a lot quieter. I don't even know if you guys could hear that. And it did shut off on its own. All right, there's the pump on. And then it shut off, so it built pressure. All right, let's get out and check for leaks. My main issue was gonna be that one, where it comes out of the pump and it is free and clear, no leaks. There's a connection right here, no leaks, so let's fire it up. Nice and quiet. Okay, so the FiTech, every time I turn the key on, it sprays the intake like a prime shot, just like a carburetor if you pump the gas a few times. And I did that like 4 times, so I think I flooded it. All right, so turn the car over a few times. You can hear the fuel pump turning on. Hook the jug up to it and turn the key 3 times, and look at that. No fuel. No idea. Okay, so put the car on the ground. Make sure the fuel level was, you know, level. make sure the fuel was level in the tank, make sure it was getting fuel to the pump. Got down there and jumped off the pump with the power probe. You can hear the thing running. You can hear gas flowing. I have that line loose now, and no fuel is coming out. So, that's where we're at with that. I guess after I get done beating my head on the wall, I'm gonna pull the sending unit and everything back out of the tank. See, get some fuel in a pan, do a bench test. So, see you back in a minute. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I went and pulled the hose off the sending unit, off the fuel pump, and it went pop, and this flew out. This is the cap that comes from the factory to keep the thing sealed during shipping. I slid the fuel hose right over the top of this thing. So there you can see it was capped off. The fuel couldn't go anywhere. So the line was blocked. Now let's try this thing. Whoa! We got the problem fixed. You see how much fuel that was? Holy cow. 470 liter per hour pump. Holy jeez. Holy cow. No leaks. Never this hard to start. Look at this. Blow by pouring out of here. Man, that's not good. So last video we had some blow by, and checked the plugs. Everything seemed pretty good, and over last week I went ahead and hooked a pressure tester to the radiator and did a pressure test to see if the head gasket had blown or something, and nothing there. That sealed fine, but just startup, there's huge man, a lot of blow by. I don't know, man. Hot rodding would be fun, they said. Well, there you go. You could probably see from that part of the video, I think you could see it just blowing right out of the vent there. So that is not good, and I'm gonna have to do a pressure test or a compression test now. Dang, it just doesn't want to run. I mean, there's something going on there. I don't know. All right, so just kind of walking around the car, and that's coming out of the exhaust. That is no good. No good. Well, guys, looks like I have some more work to do. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video, get this video to you guys. I want to thank everybody that bought t-shirts that helped fund this fuel pump deal. I thank Z06 Doc. He bought the Holly part of the kit. The t-shirts helped pay for the Walbro 470. and the fuel line and the fuel fittings that had to go all with it. So thanks everybody for that stuff. And there was another guy that also donated straight for PayPal. Put his name up here too. I can't remember it right off. But thanks to everybody, helped get this project done. Apparently I've got another problem I've got to fix. The noise for the fuel pump is fixed though. Done. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And also got a more powerful fuel pump. So there's that too. But looks like I've got some work to do. And I'm gonna get this video to you guys. But